Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Jack the Part-Time Prepper. Today I'm going to talk about communications in an emergency. Obviously, if a disaster strikes, first thing to go out is usually power, your phone service, or if you happen to have any cell phones or anything, most likely they'll be dead or going dead. Two-way radios. In the prepping community, a lot of people are into ham radios and CBs and things like that. I recommend, if you haven't gotten into the hobby of ham or any kind of two-way communications, I would recommend picking up a couple good walkie-talkies. Now, there's a million different kinds of walkie-talkies. Some are as cheap as $10 a pair. Some are several $100s. A decent set, and don't laugh because they're little, that I've found that are pretty reliable, and they're also good for the kids, to have the kids when they're out on the property, is Cobra's MicroTalk. This is the Cxt145 model. They're powered by three rechargeable AAA batteries in each radio. They have a USB port that you use for charging. It comes with a USB to 2 mini adapters that plug into the phones. I bought these on eBay mid 2014 for $29 shipped for a pair. Again, primarily for my kids. So when they're out on our property, they can stay in touch with us, or when we go hiking, they can kind of go off ahead of us a little bit and we can still communicate, or they can just communicate to each other. They are still relatively young, so they get a kick out of playing with these things. A lot of the low-cost radios, the batteries will die within 15 minutes. I mean, I've had a couple pairs that if you're out really just outside, and after 20 minutes they're dead. They're worthless. When you would need them, they'd be dead. For these little radios, as small as they are, I mean, they look like toys. They're not. For some channels, you do have to have a FCC license for GMRS. So keep that in mind when you're broadcasting, depending on what channels you're on. But these radios on a charge will go a full day outside. That's pretty unbelievable. I mean, it's nice going out camping or hiking, having radios, and know that your radio is going to die a half hour into the trail, especially if you get separated from your other party. So these are a good, inexpensive way to kind of get into two-way communication. Obviously, these would just be a start. I wouldn't recommend just going full bore into ham radios and things like that. That's a substantial cost unless you know you're really interested in it. But at the least, in terms of an emergency or keeping track of kids, these radios realistically probably have maybe a mile and a half range. But for a $29 set, especially considering that you can charge it through USB, so you can use a solar charger, a battery pack, plug it into a wall, whatever. It's kind of a no-brainer. So I really recommend if you don't have a set of two-way radios and you're out camping with friends, or just got kids you want to play, or just kind of listening in. This also has weather channels that you can listen in to national weather reports. And obviously, like any two-way communications, any other radios or CBs nearby, if they're on your channel, can hear you. So keep that in mind. These won't scramble. They're not, if you're broadcasting, people are going to hear you. Now, where I'm at, that's not so much of a big deal. My thing was just something that we could be out on the property, and I could be on the far end of the property and still talk to the house, or the kids could be off and about, and we could still find them. Just because we do have a decent-sized property and creek, and there's some wells and things like that. So it's just good to be able to communicate with the kids when they're outside if you're not with them. So again, Cobra Cxt145 two-way radios, pretty inexpensive, good, decent range for what it is, good on saving batteries. I would say check them out if you're interested in getting into some two-way radios, or if you need a new set of walkie-talkies that are pretty cost-effective. So this is just the starting point for two-way radios. But I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you're curious about this particular model, or you're interested in getting into two-way communications. So thanks for tuning in, and stay safe.